Okay, here I am with that Troy-built 7-speed pony, and this is what I did, and I think it's way easier. Instead of dropping this whole thing down, I just went and took my skill saw, and I put one of these metal cutting blades in there that I got from Harbor Freight, dirt cheap, and it was already in here, so I didn't have to do anything except just grab this, come out here, and cut a hole right there instead of dropping that. And you know, I bought these in a set of 2. It was like a little over 50 bucks for the 2 of them, and I figure they're probably not super high quality, so how long is it going to last anyways? And I put this in, and if it lasts 6 months, 8 months, and it blows out on me, fine. I will set this thing up. As you can see, I can bend it back down. I'm going to maybe put a little fiberglass or something over there. Maybe some that liquid steel crap, but whatever. And it'll be solid. Now, if you're one of those types of guys that likes to compound and wax your mower and take it to lawnmower shows, then I know you're not going to want to do that. But I'm not like that, and if the other side should go out, I will do the same thing. I will cut it and save myself a headache from, you know, I'm pushing 70. I'll be 70 soon, and I don't even know if I can remember how to take that thing down and put it back. Okay, I don't know if you can see the threads in there or not, but I made those threads. And then when you look in here, when you get this, I ordered these on eBay, and you get 2 new, I ordered 2 of them, and when you get them, they're not threaded. Here's the old one, and you can see the threads in there, but 2 of them broke off when I was trying to take them out. So that's, you know, this thing shattered, the bearing went out in it. So how do you put new threads in there? And that's one of these. This came out of here, and I already made the threads. And what you do is you get, you know, I had to go down to Ace Hardware, and I got 2 because those 2 are broke. And hopefully these will work. And you got to start it. And once you get it started, now see it's started. And then you just got to turn it a little bit at a time. And once it grabs, you can make your own threads. And it's not a bad idea. I used a little WD-40 in there to then maybe tighten it and then back it up a little bit. And then tighten it some more. And then back it up a little bit. And you just keep doing that till you bottom it out. Like, here's where I'm at. This one, the original one, will drop right in. You get it in there, it drops right in. But this one won't. You get it in there and it binds. So I've taken this file and I'm shaving it off. And I took some off. I'm going to try and I might have to take a little more. But the casting obviously is just a little thicker. So you might run into that. So that's all you got to do is file off. It's aluminum. It's easy to do. And the other thing is, these here, the original ones, I got two broke off in there. And you know, I showed you how I reamed them out, and these go in now. But the ones I got from Ace Hardware, they snug up, but I can tell vibration will get them loose. So I'm going to give them each a split block washer on there. Okay, as you can see, it's in, but it didn't go in easy. You could get 2 of these in, you know, and then the other 2 nubs, I'll call them nubs, would hang up. So that's when I started filing. And then in the process, I found out that you got to have this in the on position. If you don't, there's an item in there that will cause an obstruction. But even with that in the on position and me filing these nubs down, I finally got to the point where I could see I had to get one down quite a bit. And I followed it down, you know, a fair amount. I didn't go past the hole or anything. There's still a pretty good amount of meat left on it. I don't think its strength has been compromised, but I had to use this and this to beat it down. So it went, then once you got 3 and the 4th one fell into place, it wasn't easy. Now, finally, I'd like to say this. As I showed you, I cut that out, and in the process of screwing around in here and trying to pull this thing in and out, ouch! I mean, that thing's pretty good. It's a bit deep, but, you know, I'll live. This thing in and out. Ouch! I mean, that thing's pretty good. It's a bit deep, but, you know, I'll live. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this. I think the way... Okay, look at that. And look what I did. You should have seen how much I busted my ass to get this thing to come through there. And once I got it through, I had to quit the job because I had other appointments. And I was all happy, like, okay, the rest of this is going to be a snap. And I come out here today to screw this thing in. And oh shit! This thing wasn't supposed to come through, and on top of it, it won't go back, so I had to cut these off. Remember I said it's good to buy 2? Well, I'm sure glad I bought 2, so I had to cut them off so I could get it out. And I just got finished putting new threads on this one, and I'm going to make sure this one will go correct, and here's how it's supposed to be, like so, and like so, and so I'll match that. So I'm almost home. I snugged them up pretty good, but I didn't like go crazy about it because that is aluminum. Okay, I'm putting the blade on it now, and this is how I do it. But keep in mind, I never do it like this. It's just I happen to have it up in the air because of the shaft. And I always have it on all 4 wheels when I do it. But I put a block of wood in there, and then you can torque it. And if you're taking that nut off, you just got the block instead of on that side. You know, you're just going the other way. And I've seen people do it different ways, but this is how I do it. The reason it says use 1/2 inch up there is if I happen to be using a ratchet, I'll use a 1/2 inch drive. But that's how I torque the baby up. And if you've watched this, if you've gotten this far into the video, you realize that I made like the biggest idiot mistake ever. The biggest idiot mistake ever. But this might save some person out there getting there. We got this, I'm going to call it a belt guard back on, and mine, this one was totally shot. There was all this stuff on both sides, everywhere was gone. But you need this because when you have this in the off position, you have a lot of slack in that belt, and without this, the belt will fall off the pulley. And then when you go to put, the blades into action, they won't because the belt will be off the pulley. So you gotta have these. And so make sure you put that back on. And if yours is, screwed up like mine, you're gonna have to, get some washes and just do it like that. I was talking before about the mulcher, and this is an old one. You can see it was definitely used, but it got ate up after time. The sand, where I'm at, you got this sand, and it just beats the death out of it, but it's just made out of, basically flashing. I mean, it's cheap. And so it took me a while to, you know, to shape it, but it goes like so. And I used sheet metal screws to hold it in place. You know, that's what, you know, I drilled holes in this thing, and I used sheet metal screws. And obviously this one's shot, and so I used that as a template, and I made me a new one, which I've been using for, I don't know, a couple of years. But when I made this one, I decided, hey, I'm going to get smart. And so after I mount this back on, I then make this additional piece, like as a, you know, extra belt or whatever you want to call it, that also goes on, and I think it will last longer than the original. Here's where we're at, and you can see that sheet metal screws holding this all together, and put the plate back down, and I used the liquid steel, and I used masking tape underneath so that it wouldn't just sink through and fall, you know, down. I'm thinking about going on eBay and seeing if they sell a nice set of cattle horns to put on this thing. I don't know. It seems about impossible for me to believe it, but from just changing out that one little old propeller shaft, this thing looks almost brand new again. I don't understand how that could have happened, because I just made that one little change. But there you see, there you go. Check it out. Looks pretty good, huh? There you bum.